Welcome back, dear listeners, to another enthralling episode of Realms Unveiled, your go-to podcast for all things inexplicable and arcane. Today, we delve into the fictional yet chillingly plausible tale of a political drama mingled with the world of witchcraft. The names have been changed to protect the innocent, the stories transformed, but the energy is real. Buckle up as we navigate through the intriguing narrative of President Trumpher and a global coven of witches united in purpose. It was around the dawn of 2020. I remember it well. Unrest reverberated throughout the nation like a brooding storm cloud, heavily laden with impending chaos. At the epicenter was President Trumpher, a polarizing figure evoking admiration from his ardent followers and loathing from his vehement critics. A secret alliance, however, was growing stronger. Under the harvest moon, witches from all corners of the earth connected through whispers, dreams, and secret forums on the internet. They comprised a global coven of sorts, diverse in tradition but unified in their objective to bind and hex President Trumpher and prevent his politics from causing further harm to the nation or the world. Each witch prepared their sacred spaces. Altars were adorned with a myriad of trinkets, each brimming with symbolic significance, from jars filled with moon water to intricate pentagrams woven with ivy. The arrangement seemed a microcosm of the universe's hidden forces. The witches cast their circle, invoked the elements, and chanted incantations in a harmonious chorus that transcended languages and borders. A binding hex was spun into existence, ethereal but potent, targeted directly at the leader. Days turned into weeks, weeks to months, and the impeachment proceedings against President Trumpher began. The global coven watched in anticipation, secretly wondering if their magic had tipped the scales, but alas, the impeachment failed. The spell had not worked, or so it seemed. In an unprecedented display of rebellion, supporters of the president stormed the greenhouse. It was a fateful day, one that would be etched in history books with the ink of disbelief and dismay. The witches sensed a strengthening in their resolve. If binding spells and hexes had not worked, then perhaps it was time for something even more potent. Their spell work would not cease until justice prevailed. Another year passed, and their magical web of intentions continued to pulsate with energy. Charges unrelated to their initial hex began to mount against Trumpher, casting a growing shadow over his public persona. It's working, thought the witches. The spell is finally showing its power. But before uncorking their bottles of moon-blessed champagne, they paused. There was an undercurrent of energy they hadn't sensed before, a counterforce of equally powerful magic that had gone unnoticed. Was their spell work genuinely responsible for the legal quagmire entangling President Trumpher? Or was there something else at play? With bated breath, the global coven held their collective focus. Some argued for continued hexes, while others sensed the need for caution. But all agreed that the magic had yet to reveal its ultimate purpose, its final act in the unfolding drama that mixed the mundane with the mystical. So, far from the public eye, on a clandestine flight to Romania, President Trumpher sought refuge among the ancient, mist-covered mountains. Unbeknownst to the world, his bloodline traced back to a powerful lineage of witches with magics rooted in Romanian soil. Touching down at a secluded airfield, Trumpher was escorted to an ancient, stone-walled mansion hidden deep within the Carpathian Mountains. There he met a mysterious relative named Esmeralda, who was rumored to be at least 100 years old, but bore the visage of a woman in her mid-60s. Esmeralda's eyes held millennia of wisdom, and when she spoke, her voice was soft, yet carried an air of authority. Trumpher, your power was never in politics. Your true strength lies dormant, bound by karmic nets, both to our ancestors and to those you've wronged. Understanding dawned on Trumpher. It was true. The spells cast by the coalition of witches hadn't worked as intended, but he had still felt their impact like distant thunder during a storm. Esmeralda prepared an arcane tea. It was fragrant with a mixture of herbs that could only be found in the hidden corners of Romania. "Drink!" she commanded. Trumpher sipped the tea and soon found himself in a deep, dreamless sleep. As he slumbered, Esmeralda chanted incantations that echoed through time and space. She worked through the night, reversing curses and casting protection spells. Finally, she imbued him with the family's ancient seal of magic, a spell so potent that it could nullify almost any hex or binding. Almost. When dawn broke, Esmeralda spoke with a weighty tone. "You are now shielded from most magics and possess the power to destroy any witch who dares to bind you. But beware, for there is one exception, one whom you can neither destroy nor evade. It is this lone force that you must find and reconcile with if you're ever to be truly free." So, with a cryptic smile, she handed him a scroll. It contained vague directions to an ancient tribal village tucked away in another hidden part of the world, known only to those in certain spiritual circles. It was there he would find an elder, one that even the magics of his family could not overpower. So Trumpher boarded a private jet one more time, his destination shrouded in even more mystery than ever. He couldn't fathom it. What lies ahead is anyone's guess. Was this elder the key to unlocking his karmic debts? Was this the beginning of his path to redemption or to more power? So the plane lands near a remote, almost otherworldly village that was deep in the heart of Kemet. And this was in a land touched by the aura of the ancients. Right, so there had to be at least a 3-hour car ride from the airstrip. So when they get there, Trumpher stood at the threshold of a temple unlike any other. Here resided the ancient elder, a grand master of all magics whose lineage traced back to the star systems of Sirius. As Trumpher approached the temple's entrance, he sensed the profound energy, and it was emanating from within. An unspoken rule echoed in his mind: bow to enter. Yet his pride swelled within him, and he refused. But with just a flick of her wrist, the ancient elder exerted her magic, compelling him to bow, humbling him as he entered her sacred space. The elder spoke not a word, but her eyes said everything. Here you are not above the laws of the universe. Inside, the air was thick with ancestral wisdom. You seek freedom from your karmic debt, the elder finally spoke. The price is twofold. First, you must build a school for the blind children of this land. Second, you must pour libation for the ancestors of all those you have wronged. Through the elder's magic, Trumpher witnessed a vivid vision revealing each lineage he had harmed. He performed the ritual, pouring libations as a symbolic gesture to honor and make amends.
This is only the beginning,
very sternly cautioned the elder.
7 years of continuous sacrifice await you, along with the monetary compensation to those who seek retribution. Only then will your karmic scales be balanced.
Trumpher thought about the witches who had hexed him and questioned the ancient elder. What about their payback? The elder looked him deeply into his eyes.
Vengeance is not yours to dispense. Each will reap the harvest of the seeds they've sown, be it with good or malice intent. That is the unyielding law of energy.
And so Trumpher left the temple, his journey far from over, but his path now clearer than ever. The elder's words reverberated within his soul, reminding him that the journey to liberation began with reckoning with his past, sowing seeds for a brighter future, and living by the immutable law that we reap what we sow.
We hope you enjoyed this deeply spiritual and enlightening journey through President Trump's magical and mysterious world. The moral: we all have debts to pay, karmic or otherwise. Our best chance at a better future lies in our facing our own past, making amends and moving forward with integrity. Until next time, keep your third eyes open and your heart full. Goodbye for now.